Hey everyone, this is Alex from Alex's Autism Acceptance channel here. Hope you're all having a wonderful night. I certainly am. Wherever you're watching, thank you for tuning in. So this one's a doozy, guys. This one's a controversial opinion in the community, and I actually think I have a quite rare opinion. A lot of autistics seem to be on a certain side, and that's okay. I see where they're coming from. But I have a very unique point of view as to why I disagree. The topic of today's video is why I think it's okay to use the term Aspergers instead of just autism. So we're going to get into that, but before we begin, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Let's get into it. Alright, so to start this video off, I'm going to get this out of the way because it needs to be said. Hans Asperger was a terrible person. He made a lot of autistics suffer emotionally and mentally. He ended the lives of a lot of people whose lives did not deserve to be ended. That's fact. He provided a lot of ableist studies that still affect us today. That's fact. He's got a bad name behind him. I don't dispute that. As of now, he's not the person that you should mention. That being said, we need to change what it means. So here's what I mean by that. If we embrace the idea that Asperger's is a bad thing because the name Asperger's is a bad thing, then we're allowing his negative legacy and the damage that he caused to all of us, including neurotypicals who are misunderstood by his studies, we're allowing that to live on. And the sooner that we get rid of the notion that, like, a name symbolizes everything about something, then we're just giving in to what he wants, because, you know, this dude wanted attention. He wanted to be famous, whether good or bad. So because we're using his name as a bad thing, because he was a bad thing, that takes away a lot of potential about what the condition Asperger's could bring. I always say, and this is so true, we don't define, Asperger's doesn't define us, we define Asperger's. And I think that goes to show with the person. Was Hans Asperger a piece of shit? Yes he was. But because of that, we have the opportunity to fix that, and make him, and make, like, our condition be better than him. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but the bottom line, guys, is we're all so much more than a name. Our first name, our last name, the condition we have, they're all just names. Regardless of the history behind them, we as individuals are able to change that overall for the better. You know, we're so much more than the actions that this person did. But even if he was a good person, like, we're so much more, and we're so unique than what the actual name provides. So an example for this, and this was a terrible movie, but the concept fits it. It's in The Rise of Skywalker, when Rey discovers that she is a Palpatine, and Palpatine was, like, the worst guy in cinematic history, I think. He did an infinite amount of evil things, but in the end, Rey denounces the name because she knows that even though it belongs to him, belongs to her, even though it belongs to her, the actual name, the actions representing that name do not, and she's her unique person, and she's basically saying, like, you can't judge me because of my descendants, or the people who made me a descendant. And I truly believe that's the case in the case of Hans Asperger. We're able to move on from the name, and when we do a bunch of good things, and we say at the end of it all, hey, we have Asperger's, what that's doing is it's putting a good mark on the name Asperger's, and, like, just when somebody goes up to you, say, what would, like if they know you for a long time, they finally ask, like, hey, is there a condition that you have? Say, yes, I have Asperger's, and this is my story. And tell them your story. Tell them all the good things. Tell them all the passions you have. Tell them all the interests you have. Make them realize that you're completely unique and completely wonderfully made. And in the end, that's really going to show them that that all it is, that like, you don't have Asperger's. Well, you do have Asperger's, but like you're Alex Ware, that has a bunch of conditions that are related to Asperger's, and when those conditions are good conditions, then that really just that really puts the name in a positive light, because like we're owning up to being good people, we're owning up to contributing society, and through that, we don't even have to do it directly. We are disavowing the bad name that is Hans Asperger. So I just wanted you guys to ponder that for a minute, because actions are a whole lot powerful than actual words. So if we can show people that it's a good thing to have Asperger's, then Hans Asperger's negative legacy officially dies when that happens. Well, guys, I hope you found this video informational. Please let me know if you disagree and your reasons why. I'd love to have a conversation about it in the comments. But I really just wanted to share my perspective on this because it's something that I'm really passionate about. Just encouraging individuality and not letting an overall bad name get in the way of your story and your legacy. Because if you have a good legacy and you happen to have Asperger's, as I said, that weakens the bad man's infamosity, basically. So yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you found this helpful. And yeah, I'll see you in a couple of days, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.